Hey guys, welcome to the newest build on the channel, the Rogue Guard. Now, a couple things before the actual video starts. I'm just saying that you'll hear me call him Hold Guard at some points in the backstory because he didn't become a Rogue Guard yet. So I'm just talking to him. So yeah, you'll understand why. Also, I suggest you check out my latest video, because it's going to talk about why I'm doing more Skyrim videos now and not really Fortnite. So, yeah. Now, this character is mainly made for people who like having tanks and being a sneak character. So it's a giant mix of both, and actually, it works really well. I actually really like it. This is the first time I've ever done a character like this playing this game, and I really like it. I would like to do more of this. So, yeah, now, the race is a Nord, which gives you a resistance to frost, which is going to be helpful, especially for this character. Now, the Standing Stone, I suggest you pick... Now, there's two of them. You can pick the Lord Stone or the Atronach. I mainly chose the Lord Stone because it gives you more resistance to physical and magic damage, so that helps you out a lot, especially for this character. It helps you out a lot for like you just getting double teamed, because that's your tank part, so you have to use that well. So yeah, now for the backstory, he was born during the Great War, so it was a horrible time to be born in. But so his father was the general of the entire Imperial army, and his father hated all kinds of the elves, but his main hatred was for the High Elves, who were, I forgot their names, but I'm just going to continue calling them High Elves. So, yeah. So that's the main reason why he wanted to do the wars, because he never trusted them, thinking that they were just puppeteers, and eventually the Hold Guard will get that same knowledge later on. But eventually, the Hold Guard wanted to know more about his father, because he never met him before. And so people started telling him that his father was a very good man, and they wanted him to become the exact same thing his father was, the general of the entire Imperial army. And people's hopes just got very high, but that changed. So yeah, he eventually tried all day, every day, becoming a very good fighter, and eventually he became a very, very good fighter. And eventually, when he was at the right age, he joined the Imperial City Guard as just a good starting point for what he's doing. And eventually, the Emperor noticed how good this guy is with using swords and bows and stuff like that, that he found that he's very good and he may be needed up in the civil war that's going on up in Skyrim. So the Emperor sends the Hold Guard up to Skyrim to help with the civil war and to help protect Solitude. So he gets into Skyrim and eventually gets kidnapped and taken to Helgen for thinking that he was a Stormcloak, which he wasn't. So he eventually escaped Helgen and went up towards Solitude. And when he walked right into the doors of Solitude, he noticed someone was getting executed and just went over to go take a quick peek at what was happening. And eventually realizes that that was one of the rebels, supposedly, or a traitor. And when he was sitting there, he noticed that Rogvir, the rebel, was making a very good point about the Nords and the High King. You were able to challenge him to become the new High King, as the Hold Guard has read books in that when he was younger about the Nords and their history. So he knew that he was right. So eventually he just started walking away, and then eventually he's hearing people booing at Rogvir about what he's saying, and he's getting a little annoyed about that. So eventually he goes and tells General Tullius that he's there, and he just pretty much does that, and then gets the entire guard outfit for Solitude. And eventually he finds out more about the Stormcloaks, saying that they're right. He would like to join their cause, but he would be hunted down severely. So eventually he started taking information from the Imperials and bringing it to the Stormcloaks so they can use it against them. And he also realizes that the Thalmor are... Yeah, that's the name, Thalmor. I like how that now came to my head. But yeah, the Thalmor High Elves, they he realizes that they're puppeteers. They're using the Empire, and so he knows that if this rebellion can actually be very successful, they can get rid of the Thalmor. So he eventually starts giving away information to the Stormcloaks, and eventually he's found out, and a bounty is put on his head. So he eventually goes and joins the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood to enhance his sneaking skills and his killing skills, so he can eventually assassinate Imperial leaders and stuff like that. So now on to the factions. Like I said, I already said two of them. There's the Thieves Guild and then the Dark Brotherhood. Now, there's a third faction which you can join, which is the Stormcloaks. I suggest you do that one last, however, because you don't want to just be a tank running around everywhere before you have your sneak things. It just doesn't make sense for the build. So, yeah. Now, you will become Dragonborn within that Civil War storyline, which I hate, but yeah, it happens. Now, just ignore that ever happened. Just act like that never happened, okay? That's much better. So now for the skill tree, there's a lot to work with. So on the screen, you'll see images of all, or you'll see a video. I don't care, but you'll see all the like skills that you'll have. So there's one-handed, archery, sneak, lockpicking, pickpocketing, light armor, and speech. Okay, I knew I was forgetting one, but yeah, all of those, they may seem like a lot, which they honestly are, but a lot of those some of those perks are for him being a guard, and then there's some of them are for the after part. Now we're at the rogue guard point. So gear, he obviously keeps the Solitude garment, the chest piece. I don't remember the name, but I'm just going to call it chest piece for right now. He is wearing the Nightingale hood that you get from the Thieves Guild, and is wearing the shrouded gauntlets and the shrouded boots to like match everything, and so to let you know that he is from both groups. So now the weapons he's using are, he uses 2 ebony swords, an ebony bow with Daedric arrows. The arrows don't really matter, but I just put Daedric on just so it looks cool. And then he also uses a Daedric dagger. Now, I originally had a Blade of Woe I was going to use, but it was horrible damage for this character, so I eventually just switched it and got the Daedric dagger. So, yeah, and there are no companions now. Now, there can 100% be companions, but I'm not really, this really isn't a modded character, because I know I have a mod that like enhances how many followers you can get in the game. Like, it increases how many like people they're in, like it increases the population of the game pretty much. So it adds so many more followers into the game. So like, companions are all up to you. You can do whatever you want for the companions. I'm not telling you what you need to do, but I really don't recommend them because you're a rogue guard. You're going rogue, so not really needed. But yeah, yes, this is actually the end of the build. Yeah, so I'm making 2 more Fortnite videos. So don't go crazy like, oh yeah, well let's just make him think he's gonna make a lot more. No, I'm only making 2 because I'm done with that game and they need to fix it. So I don't want to get into it right now. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this build, and I honestly hope you guys try this build because it's very fun. It is a fun build. I really like it. So yes, because I'm going to start doing gameplays, or what I can do is I can go and maybe do an entire stream about me trying to recreate some of my builds and do an entire like playthrough on that if you want. So it will all depend on what the future does. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.